Folks, if you hear a bunch of rustling, me walking, me trying to catch my breath a lot, I'm out on the trail right now, and I'm ahead of time. Excuse the damn sniffles. For you smart asses who always gotta say, "Why you sniff so much?" Because, motherfucker, I'm doing cocaine. Shit. It's called dust. That's why I sniff a lot. And up here in dry ass Flagstaff right now, woo, it is dry. It's drier than well, I'm not going to go there right now. Anyway, folks, Big Daddy coming at you for Big Daddy Forever podcast. Hope everyone's doing well. Today is July 1st. Can you believe that? We are a little ways past the half year mark already. And it just seems like the damn Gregorian New Year just started. But for me, since I celebrate my birthday years, I'm just getting started. Boy, and it's already facing its challenges. I ain't gonna lie. I've always said in the past, and I've heard from different people, and my grandpa always just tell me, when you take a chance on life, life takes a chance on you. So when you sit back and you ask life, hey, I need help. You know, what can I do to level up? What can I do to get to this spot? What can I do to just be a better person? Life is going to start showing you. Life will take care of you. Then after that, life is going to start giving you challenges of how bad do you want this? Some people will get pissed off. I know a lot of people right now, they're mad because, well, I know I want to help. I did my prayers. I asked God all the time and stuff like that. If that's your thing, you know, you pray to God and stuff like that. They'll say, well, it seems like the challenges are getting rough. Yeah, of course the challenges are getting rough because your God wants to know exactly how bad do you want it? How bad do you want your change? How bad do you want to grow, to love, and all the stuff that you want, that you ask for? How bad do you want it? Sometimes people get mad at me. You're supposed to be on my side. No, I'm not on your side. I am on the side of life because I understand life. We're born, we die. What happens in between is on us. What happens to our place in life is strictly on us. Sometimes we're born into situations that we do have some control over, and it's up to us to figure out how bad do we want to proceed in this life that we're born into. I was born into a life of privilege, meaning that I was born in America, semi-safe, but because of my racial background, my beautiful brown skin, we're going to be tested. I'm facing different tests. I'm facing tests of a generation that came before me. I'm sorry, I'm knocking down some kind of little wannabe burial mound right here in Lake Mary. You don't put shit up like that around here because that traps energy. Those little stone pillars that you see people build that pile rocks on top of each other, that traps energy. That's not good. And remember, other people have to walk on that ground that you're trying to supposedly trap and trying to be cool and trying to stack stuff up, but I digress. Anyway, life. Life gives you what you ask for. Life gives you what your frequency is, your vibe, all that stuff. You can sit there and do the law of attraction all you want to. You can you can throw all your wishes out into the universe and hope and pray that it all comes back. If your frequency is funky, if your vibe and frequency don't match what you're asking for, folks, guess what? You ain't getting shit. Nothing. Nada, nada, nothing. Absolutely nothing. I know this because it wasn't working for me. How the hell am I going to ask for the best of life, but my frequency is shit? My resonance. My homie told me, my homie Laurel, y'all know who she is by now. She's part of your family just like she's part of mine. And she always says that. She goes, people always say that. Ooh, wolf tracks. Noise. Sorry. I know they're wolf prints because These prints are huge. Wolf paw prints are huge and they're beautiful. Anyway, she told me recently something about the law of resonance, and I've heard about it before, but after she sat back and really explained to me, you know, Phil, we can do the law of attraction all we want to, but if you don't resonate with what you're asking for, guess what? You're just talking into the air. And that was a game changer for me right there, folks. Ever since I started doing that, I started receiving more and more blessings. I started receiving more good stuff for myself. More of what I asked for. As I walk along, I'm in the Upper Lake Mary right now, and I'm walking along the very, very shallow Lake Mary right now. I mean, the shore is pulled way back. I'm seeing a lot of crawdads that were stuck in the mud, that were hoping for the nurturing water and everything, and they're all, it's weird. It just looks like I'm at a spot right now where it just looks like a crawdad graveyard. Damn, that's a lot. I didn't realize a lot of crawdads were in Lake Mary. I didn't realize there was a lot of wolves around too. I see the deer hooves, elk hooves, all of them. I see all those. I see all these prints. And it looks like there was some that came through recently because they're pretty pushed down into the mud. Yep, there was a whole bunch right there. There was a whole herd. It looks like they came by right here. And like I said, the prints are deep, folks. I might take a picture of it. Who knows? I might not, because not everything has to be photographed. Sometimes just these moments are just for us. And right now, I'm just out here just talking with y'all. I was just feeling a certain type of way, feeling some things, and me and a friend of mine were talking about, of all things, we're talking about masculinity and femininity. We're talking about it in all forms. The physical embodiment of our beings, like me, my masculine, her feminine, and also energetically. Now, energetically, we both agree. Men and women both have masculine and feminine energy, the yin and yang, hot and cold, and sometimes they go out of balance. And what can we do to get back in balance with those? Hell, we both agree. Breathe. Fucking breathe. Take a couple of good old inhales, a couple of deep exhales, let your body get back to center, and you go about your business. Sounds easy. Sometimes it is. It is just that damn easy, folks. Sitting your ass down somewhere, or like I'm doing right now. I love walking meditation. I'll be chilling at the house, and like early in the morning, I'll grab my phone to see what the temperature is, and I start browsing like a dumbass. I'm like, get up. So I'll get up, throw on my kicks, walk around the neighborhood, and just contemplate. I don't listen to no music. I just listen to life sounds, how it sounds like with the cars. And as I go into maybe by the woods, I'll hear, the squirrels and shit like that moving around, just listening to life. And then when I'm done walking a certain distance, and if my body says, hey, come on, go ahead and turn around, come on back, that's exactly what I do. If not, I keep on walking. My body says, no, we're not good. We're not good yet. Come on, keep walking. Let's go. Let's go on an adventure. If I walk back to the house and my body still says, come on, let's go on an adventure, in the car I go, Buffalo Park, Fat Man's Loop, somewhere where I can walk a distance, or where I can walk, or like Fat Man's Loop, I like going there because it kind of pushes my body a little bit. You walk around the far side by the mountain where you have to climb up the rocks, go through the little dips and trails and stuff like that, and you're trying to avoid other people and from falling off the damn cliff and stuff like that. Yeah, I do stuff like that. And then, like I said, when my body says, all right, we're good, turn around, come on home, and just think about what just happened in the moment. Then we talked about the physical embodiment of masculine, feminine, man and woman. This is where it gets funny. This is where we both kind of, we have heated discussions. We never debate, we never argue, and we promise each other, if it ever feels like we're going to argue or debate, just tell the other, you know what, you win. Here's why. I ain't trying to prove shit to her. She ain't trying to prove shit to me. What I'm trying to do is come from a place of understanding. And 9 times out of 10, we both walk away feeling understood. You know, in her perspective, the physical embodiment of masculine and feminine is corrupted. In Western society, it's used as a tool against each other by so-called powers that be, and they make money off of it. Just straight up, they do. Corporations make money off of our fighting. They make money off of our disagreements, off of our pain, our arguments, especially on social media. You go on social media, you hear so many men versus women. Threads is notorious for that shit right now. Man, that's why I just start not interested. I mean, I don't ignore those conversations on purpose, but they just don't serve me. I hate hearing those damn conversations because people start arguing. And men suck, men are this, men are that. Where the real men at? And then men shout back, we're just waiting for the real women to show up or start acting like women so men can man up. Oh yeah, I hear it all. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm raising my hand right now as I walk along the shore. I'm fucking guilty because I have started some of those damn conversations. But it's true though. It's true. I told her, because she asked me, she goes, what's it feel like to be a man in this country nowadays? I said, fucking sucks. I said, we can't win. It feels like we can't win for losing. So it feels like we're just used for what we can provide, and that's it. And I said, honestly, I know a lot of women who have dysfunctions around men. They have genuine, like, straight up, like, how can I say it? Not agendas, angst against men and around men. I said, but many of them have boyfriends, husbands. I said, so I don't get it. I don't get that part. Do they still feel that way around their spouse? Or do they just hold it in the closet and not say nothing to them? Or do they come at their husband or boyfriend? I hate saying partner, fuck partner. Boyfriend or husband or girlfriend or wife. Shit, partner, fuck you. It ain't PC. Anyway, I told her it's just frustrating that the few on both sides have to pay for the mistakes. Well, the many, how did I tell her? I'm sorry. I told her it's a damn shame that the many have to pay for the mistakes of the few. So if a woman gets hurt, and I've seen it a lot, they'll jump on social media, and I'm just as guilty. They'll jump on social media and post all these goddamn memes and everything. Man ain't shit. Don't let a motherfucker hurt you. Don't do this, don't do that. But when it's going good, guess what? You don't hear from them. They're with their other half, chilling, doing what to do, which is what you're supposed to be fucking doing. But the minute that shit goes south, it goes sour. What? They right back on social media, clown show. I am just as guilty because a couple years ago, someone hurt me real bad and I tore it into their ass. But after we went our separate ways again, I learned my lesson. People don't give a shit. They just want to see the damn clown show. That's their toxic side coming out. The toxic feminine and masculine coming out. What cracks me up most about that is that people will sit there and berate and banter men and where the real man at. I saw this video today of it was a little post, and there was a guy walking by. They're in a different country, and he tries to snatch this woman's purse. Her and her friend was sitting at this table. He tries to snatch the lady's purse. Guy on the left, white guy. Yeah, I'm just throwing that in there. White guy on the left is with his other half. He all of a sudden jumps up from the table. He kind of gets her and he scoots her away from the scene. Okay. He goes into protection mode of his other half. Meanwhile, this other girl, she's fighting for her purse, her belongings, all her other stuff. And then it's a little video going into it saying that, you know, where all the men at? Men have grown soft. Men have done this. Men have done that. They've grown weak in today's society. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I sat there looking at that, sent it to my friend, and she saw it and she laughed. I knew she would. She goes, this is what happens when you have femininity invade a man's life. And I asked her, okay, what do you mean by that? She goes, men honestly, on average, on average, men don't know if we should, if they should stand up for men or for women, or keep passively walking by, because women have gotten so, bullheaded and headstrong that, oh, I don't need a man for this. I don't need no man. I can take care of myself. Cool. Then fucking take care of yourself. She asked me, what would you have done in that situation? I said, I would have done the same thing like that guy. I'd have got up, I'd have got mine, made sure she was safe, and let happen what happened. I said, how is it I'm going to step in and then I go to fucking jail, maybe possibly hurting this guy from beating this girl's ass and taking her purse? I said, women don't think about that. They think that, oh, men is just supposed to get up and just help. They're supposed to just do what men do. Okay, first of all, how do you know what the fuck men do? You only observe, and the only role model that women have ever had in their life are their fathers. And for men, the only female role models we've ever had in our life are our mothers. And I grew up around a bunch of women, okay? My grandpa was there, yeah, but there was a lot of men in our lives who wouldn't come around, or they were sitting there constantly berating us for being half black, half Mexican, talking shit to us, belittling us, berating us, just all kinds of stupid shit. So it was a no-win situation. And then the women, we'd get hurt. Quit being a baby. Go back outside and play. Quit being a pussy. Go back outside and play. Quit this, quit that. And yes, it does change how a young man thinks. And then women nowadays complain and bitch and moan and all this other stuff about men need to show their feelings. When we show them, what do? What happens then? We get belittled. We get called less of a man. You lose respect for us because what you wanted you had a picture perfect idea of what you wanted in a man in the beginning. When that changed, your feelings change. When that man that you want to be so tough, but yet so gentle, all this other stuff, when he shows his feelings, you belittle him. And I'm only talking about from experience, my own experience, and from what I've seen in my homeboys who displayed vulnerability to the other halves, and all of a sudden they're seen as less of men because of it. Now, women, I have a bunch of homegirls who have done the same damn thing. They've shown vulnerability to their men, which, depending on how you come at your man in the first place, that's how they're going to constantly take you. The level that you meet your other half at is the level that you stopped yourself at. Feel me? So if you married or got together with someone who is at a certain level and you may be a few steps higher, whatever you accept, that's your level that you stop at for that time being. Think about that for a little bit. For women, men, if it's a spoiled man child, I'm not gonna lie, if it's a spoiled man child by his mama, yeah, he's gonna want, and he wants you to cater to him because that's what my mom said that women, that's what women do. No, your mama is not always right. Fuck your mama. Your mama is not always right. She is not the end all be all of your emotional intelligence. There has to be a point in time where both sides, men and women, have to get good with themselves. For women, yeah, they want to be, daddy's little girl. They want to be daddy's pleasers. And I'm not gonna lie, fathers do raise their daughters a different way than they do their sons. Sometimes the love and affection that a father dotes on his daughter is the same love and affection that they need to dote on their son. Not, you gotta be tough, you gotta be hard, it's just what men do. No, sometimes that child needs hugs. No, sometimes nothing my ass. We need hugs. We need that same affection that you put on your daughters. And mothers need to put that same love and attention on their daughters the way they do their sons. See, moms and dads, they do raise the kids differently. And I will fucking discuss this all day with anyone. Mothers do treat their sons differently. They treat their daughters differently. With their sons, they treat them as little princes. And they want them to be dependent on them all their life without really realizing that, hey, you know what? You're not really helping them. You're kind of being a detriment to them, to their growth and stuff like that. When they want to go out and do stuff, where you going? Don't do this, don't do that. And then you expect them to stand up to be the man in your life if you have no man. Or maybe you do have a man. You have a husband, boyfriend. You expect them to stand up and fill a role that's not being fulfilled by your current other half. It's not fair. Fathers will treat their daughters, honestly, the little princess syndrome. They treat their daughters as if they were the woman they wish they had in their life, who they could give that love, time, attention, affection to. But sometimes fathers forget, just like moms, that your child's human. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to cry. They're going to fall down. It's our job to make sure that we stand them back up. Where does all the toxic bullshit come in? From society. Expectation of others, expectations of what a man or a woman should be, expectations of what constitutes in their eyes a man or a woman. No one will ever a man will never tell a woman what a woman is, even though they've tried. And women will never tell men what a man should be, because you're not a man. Sure, you may have all the psychology you want. You may sit there and spout your shit on Instagram or TikTok or wherever and think you know it all, but honestly, you don't. It takes a woman to know a woman and a man to know a man. Women need women in their lives for a certain bonding. Men need men in their lives for a certain bonding. We understand each other. That's why I've hosted a few men's groups. Some of those men's groups really, absolutely opened my fucking eyes. I ain't gonna lie, it was beautiful. It really was. Oh shit. I learned so much from my men's groups, and they all said the same thing. Why am I considered toxic when these same toxic women want me to protect them? I'm not toxic when it comes to protection. I'm not toxic when it comes to me helping them out or maybe buying them a drink at the bar. I'm not toxic when they want to use me for whatever gains they want. But I'm toxic if I don't do what they constitute as a man or anything like that. I tell them, well, it's because you're listening to them. This is not the jab on men and women right now. This is just stuff that I've observed. Okay. And if you're still listening right now, cool. Thank you. Congratulations. If you've on the verge of leaving, fucking get out, because it's about to get real. Men and women suck towards each other. Okay. It's just a fact of life. Men and women suck towards each other. Somewhere along the way, it was okay for men and women to start disrespecting each other. I feel it didn't start really kicking in until social media kicked in. You got people behind keyboards. They can block their anonymity. They can block their profiles. They can do all that shit. They can put up different pictures, and they can say whatever they want to without consequences of their actions or what they say on the keyboard. I see men and women do this all the damn time. The only thing I'm sitting there thinking, okay, you can talk that talk, so why not show your face? Anonymity's a bitch. I've been around. Been around some men's groups too. Not just a few I've hosted of my own, but I've been around a few other men's groups, and they've all said the same thing pretty much. When did we start becoming public enemy number one? One guy said flat out, he goes, I feel like I'm public enemy number one because of what other men do. And the one who was hosting this men's group was a woman. She hosted this particular group because she wanted to know what it was like to hear the other man's perspective, because she had just gone through some heartbreak. She'd gone through some really bad shit, and she told us, and she didn't care if we just don't give her name or give names or anything like that, just as per group. But one of the topics that she discussed was her. She had a husband, all that stuff. And they talked about doing everything what they're supposed to do. Have family, raise kids. They both go with their careers. Let's work on this. Cool. Somewhere along the way, she became dissatisfied with the relationship because he was focused on what she wanted. Build their careers, build the house, build the bank up, do all that stuff. Now, she didn't tell him, let's make sure we have time for each other. And they did. They would spend some time. But she wanted dinner dates. She wanted this. She wanted that. She wanted the life what her coworkers at work were having. You know, their husbands were damn near killing themselves because they were trying to work and they're trying to basically slave and kill themselves as quote unquote men do, and still try to make room for the kids, the wife, the family, all that stuff. She ran this group because she was trying to gain clarity as to how not to move forward with a man from now on. She realized she was in the wrong. She realized that she drove him to divorce and everything. She's told us, yeah, she goes, I couldn't get what I wanted at home, so I found it in other men. She goes, some I just kicked it with, went on little secret rendezvous. We never had sex. And she goes, some we were having full-blown fuck fest. She said, when he found out, she goes, because I told him, because I couldn't handle it no more. I told him, and she said the look of betrayal on his face said it all. You stinking ass bitch. You wanted this, you wanted me to help this, and we build. If you wanted your cake and ice cream, you should just said so. He goes, because I damn sure could have had mine, but I didn't. So I respect the vows. I respected you. I loved you. And she goes, loved? He said, up until about 2 minutes ago after you told me what you just did, he said, I'm not staying with you. He said, the damage is done. He said, you've let other men put their dicks in you, your mouths on their dicks, having these secret rendezvous and saw this crazy sex, and you don't barely touch me. He said, you can stay with them. She said it was a fast divorce, about 60 days. He told you can have everything. Fuck you. But the kids are grown. Kids are grown out the house. Last one had graduated about 7 years ago. And it was just them still trying to do what they do. So the moral story is, be open. Be open. It's not toxic until you make it toxic. It becomes toxic when you keep your mouth shut. It becomes toxic when your actions they supersede. Well, they supersede what other people want and feel. That's how I feel about it. Meaning that if you're with somebody and if you want to go screw the pooch, do your thing. Make an open relationship. But don't run back and talk about men are toxic, women are toxic. I've had some fellas tell me the same thing. They got together, but they still felt like they had to go out and conquer everything. Why? Because that's what they saw their dads do. Or in some cases, that's what they saw their moms do. They saw somebody do it, so they thought it was okay. I'm that classic case, folks. Yeah, I'm outing myself out. I saw different people in my life do it. So I thought, okay, I guess it's okay. It's cool. It's not good. It's not okay. That means it's something that was just missing in me. No, if you're gonna be with somebody, be married or have a boyfriend, girlfriend, and if you still want to go do your thing, go do your thing. But let the other half in on the secret of what you're doing. Give them the option of doing that too. You know, the case is solved. But take responsibility for your actions. Toxicity begins when you don't take responsibility for your fucking actions. Because that toxicness spills over. It permeates to other areas of your life. It permeates to your mind, your soul, and everything. It permeates to other people. Secrets carry energy, and secrets are hurtful. So if you're a toxic motherfucker, get yourself good. And how do you know you're toxic? Easy. Go look in the mirror. Okay, this is Big Daddy's. This is Big Daddy's voodoo 101 that was taught to me. Go stand in front of a mirror, perfectly still, take a few deep breaths. Count slowly from 1 to 7. If at any time you look away when you're counting, you can't stand to be in the face of your own company, literally. That means you got work to do. A couple years ago, I was doing some janky shit. As many of you well know, I was chronicling it here and there, especially more recently. During that time when all the shit was going down, I remembered the lesson. So I went and stood in front of the damn mirror. I got to 2. I kid you not, I got to 2. I started off looking in the mirror, took a few deep breaths. 1, 2, and I looked away. And I stayed looking away, and I started crying. I was like, God damn, Phil, what are you doing? What in the bloody hell are you doing? Enough. Fucking enough. So I did. Enough. Sorry, I'm taking some water because it's kind of hot out here, man. Toxicity, folks. Masculine, feminine. Not very tricky, because masculine and feminine knows their place in the universe, in the grand scheme of things, and in different dimensions and different energy frequencies and harmonies and everything. It knows it. It's human beings who fuck it up. It's human beings who are toxic in general. We're fucking toxic to each other. There's some who do their best to try not to be toxic, but in trying not to be toxic, their toxicity exposes itself. Their toxic masculinity, your toxic femininity. It is a win-lose situation or lose-win situation. All you gotta do is be good with yourself. Be good with yourself, and I honestly feel you'll be good with the rest of the world, because you can't do shit for nobody unless you get good with yourself first. There's nothing wrong with shutting off the whole world for a while, disappearing, and act like a mechanic. As a friend told me, act as a mechanic. What do mechanics do? I said, well, mechanics, when something's wrong, they kind of break down everything to see what's wrong, and they rebuild it back up after they find the problem, and it starts working again. There's new parts, or maybe a good refurbished used part, but it starts working again. My friend told me that's right. So treat yourself like a mechanic. Break down what doesn't work. Get rid of everything what doesn't work and rebuild. Rebuild, rebuild, rebuild. You are a car engine. Your soul can be a car engine. Break that shit down. Break it apart. See what makes it work. Then put it back together. But put it back together as the person that you truly want to be. Stop listening to outside forces. My homeboy don't listen to no outside forces. He is so damn good with himself. But where before he used to listen to everybody. He used to want to be the clown and he used to be the class clown. He wanted everyone to like him, and I never knew. I didn't know what was going on in his house during that time when we were in high school and stuff like that. His fucking home life was a wreck. My boy was being abused. He was getting his ass kicked by his dad and his mom. But he went to school smiling every day, putting on the face, and I know how that feels. I know exactly how the fuck that feels when your home life is a wreck and you just have no choice but just to go to school every damn day, smile, act like nothing's wrong, and you get to school, and the few people that you think like you're around them, and you think you're forming bonds. You think you're forming some friendships, and hopefully you are, but at least in that time, you're around people who hopefully get you, because you're teenagers and you all have your shit together. Nothing's toxic. Nothing's male or female. None of that shit. I had to learn the hard way that for men need other men, women need other women. But when we come together, it's beautiful. It really is. Well, you get someone who's always going to be not on the same page with you. Yeah, you always have a right to say no. You have to be careful who you let into your energy field. You damn sure have to be, alert. You don't have to block out the world. Just be alert. That was my problem when I was in my toxic masculine stage, when I was out there just fucking everything. And I mean everything. I didn't give a shit. If she had a boyfriend, I didn't give a fuck. She had a husband, I didn't give a fuck. Mine. I felt empty after every encounter. It felt like my energy was drained. Like it was gone. Like, what the fuck is this feeling? But at the time I didn't care. I was like, well, I'm getting mine. I was following a lot of my so-called boys' leads. Oh, you gotta know, real men go out there and do what to do, Philip. You know, you need to step up. You need to do this. You need to do that. And I wanted to belong. So guess what I did? I did exactly like them. But I see now it got me nowhere. Being a hoe got me nowhere. Sure, everyone loves sex. For those people who love sex, hey, no, it happened. Yeah, people love sex. I ain't gonna lie, I love fucking sex. You love sex, but there has to be a point in time where you have to stop your own toxic shit and just be good with yourself. Stay put with yourself. It's not hard. It really isn't. People just don't like to put in the effort. They think that everything is a fix-all, cure-all. Oh, I can do this real fast. No, you can't. I have family and friends now ask me, how was your medicine ceremony, Philip? And I said, it was beautiful. I saw parts of me that I absolutely enjoyed. I just need to brush up on them a little bit more and celebrate them, love them, care for them. And I also saw some dark shit in me that really needs my attention, that really needs love and affection and space just to say, hey, you know what, motherfucker, this is what's going on. This is why shit ain't working for you. This is why things keep rolling back for you. This is why things keep not working. Okay? Are you ready to fucking listen? And that's how they were. That's how my shadows were talking to me. And did I like it? Fuck no, because it's how I talk to during that time is how I talk to myself. A lot has changed since December 1st through 6th, 2024. Boy, a lot has damn changed. And I'm glad it did. Am I still working on it? Absolutely. Was I going to go to some other medicine ceremonies this year? I was going to, but I decided not to because there's some things I got to take care of. And of course, medicine ceremonies take money, but so do the things that I need to take care of. And the things I need to take care of is more important than a medicine ceremony. Even if spirit is calling me to it. Sometimes spirit has to just say, hey, you know what? Both of you right now, I have to take care of this first. No ifs, ands, or buts. There's certain things in life, folks, that you just absolutely have to take care of. And I'm taking care of them. I don't regret my medicine ceremony one bit. I went to another one 2 months ago. Didn't have the same intensity as the first one, but I got what I needed out of it. I didn't have like the visions and everything like I did in the first one. It was more or less like the medicine telling me, hey, you know what you need to do. In some way, shape, or form, why are you here? I was like, because my friend told me to come check it out. Well, cool, that's good. Did spirit ask you to come? Did you really feel the pull of me? Well, I did and I didn't. I came because I want to, reactivate you more heavily back into my system. And the medicine was like, we've always been there. You just got to sit there and listen. You're not listening to us right now. You're back in that mode again. You're back in automatic. And that's why things aren't working. She said, Philip, it's okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to just sit back and breathe within yourself. Look within yourself. It really is okay to honor everything what you've learned. Okay? I'll reiterate this to you time and time again. And I ain't gonna lie, I had to good old cry. I did. And I'm like, God damn it. I am learning still. It's rough. If healing was easy, then everyone would do it. But there's people who absolutely will distract themselves to the point that they don't want to face those their shadows. And all shadows is, folks, I keep saying it over and over again. Shadows are the unloved parts of ourself that are crying out for love and attention. They're not bad. We've been taught that they were bad. And that's the religious ways. Religion would tell you, oh, you got to bury your dark side. Your dark side is evil. And all of a sudden, no, our dark side is not evil. Yin and yang, light and dark, they're both equally important if you just put the time in to cultivate both. And that's what I'm doing. And in doing so, that's why I really don't fuck with a lot of people anymore. Even certain people who are close to me, I really don't fuck with them anymore because I've been too busy trying to get good with myself, and at the same time, but I see how they're built. When you step back from everything and when you go on these ceremonies and you look and you breathe and you actually have time to sit back and look and contemplate at the things that you're missing that are right in front of your face, man, it's a fucking game changer. Friends, family, I don't care who it is. Every relationship has its level of toxicity. And I'm not gonna lie, I was toxic to some people too. I finally realized that. I'm not saying that I'm an angel, folks. I'm far from a goddamn angel. Hell, my brother Jesse would tell you flat out, this motherfucker ain't no saint. I seen some shit. He's done some shit. But he did it out of necessity. Good old Jesse. I know that's what he'd say in the heartbeat about me, but at the same time I'd be like, shh, you're gonna make people think I'm so damn nice. But me and him talked about that too. He's like, no, you were overly nice. I said, I know, I tried to make everyone like me. He said, yeah, especially the women. You always try to make the goddamn bitches feel good around you. And he don't give a fuck. He'll call women a bitch in a heartbeat. That's just him. If she's acting like a bitch, he'll call her a bitch quick. Bitch, sit down somewhere. Bitch, you ain't special. Bitch, fuck you. But as long as they're treating him with respect, even if they're the same age, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and they get mad, don't call me ma'am. He goes, you will not, your words will not supersede the respect put into me by my mom and dad. I say ma'am and yes, no, yes please, no please, all that stuff out of respect. He goes, if I didn't respect you, I'll tell you to fuck off. So then they understand. And I'm the same way. I be fucking with folks sometimes, yes sir, no sir. Oh, don't call me sir. I work for a living. I work for a living too, bitch. But no, know what? Fuck you now. See? I tell me, I'll get people's ass in a heartbeat. But in all truth and honesty, folks, I was toxic to the point where I was being overly nice because I wanted people to like me. Like I said, like my brother called me out, especially women. It got so bad to the point where I almost went to jail for a girl way back in the day, and she ended up going home with somebody else. And I was thinking, wait a minute, bitch, I'm over here trying to be Prince Charming to you, but you about to go with this motherfucker? And this guy was picking on her outside the club, and he had grabbed her by her damn hair, by the back of her hair, was kind of slinging around. I jumped out the car real quick, and I went and hit him and dusted him up real quick. But there was a cop across the way. Cops were watching his ass, not doing nothing, which I should have done. My brother Jesse told me, don't help her. Don't help her. Just, come on, that's her business, dude. That's her damn business. Shit. What happened? Big old BM on my chest. Black man. Dun, dun, dun. I almost went to jail. And she almost, well, I think she ended up going home with this dude. I knew the girl. I'm trying to be nice. She went home with his ass, and I almost went to jail. And I got the shit in the stick. And she calls me up. Thank you so much. Fuck you. Excuse me. I said, you couldn't go home with me? Yeah, back then I expected that. I told you, toxic shit. That toxic niceness. I see that of a lot of men nowadays, them trying to prove that they're safe to be around or women to be safe around them. Man, fuck them. Who are they trying to be safe with you? Are they trying to put out vibes that you're safe around them? See, I've noticed a huge difference in the way city folk versus town folk act. City folk, I just don't think they just give a fuck about nothing but themselves. I am convinced of this. They give shit all about anything but themselves. If you're in trouble, fuck you. They keep on driving. If they see something going down, they just pull out the phone and start recording just so they can put it on TikTok or somewhere and get some damn views and stuff like that. They ain't trying to help nobody. Town folk, they'll help you, but then your entire business is going to get around just that damn fast. Though they do it for a price. They do it for clout. They do it for, well, what are you going to do for me? Where city folk, if someone from the city does help you, they do it out of genuine concern and niceness because they know how it feels. They know how it feels to be in this big ass city. Like take Phoenix, for instance. I know a lot of people from Flagstaff moved to Phoenix, which is, part of the course here in goddamn Arizona. They still help people down there because that's how they were raised. And they've been down in Phoenix where no one just absolutely helped them. I mean, it could have been like Hey, I stopped at the stoplight. Can you help me push my car? And they look at you. Get the fuck out the way. Shit like that. So they continue to help people like they help people up here in Flagstaff, and that's real and that's genuine. Where did this conversation veer off into the toxic shit? I don't know, but you know what though? It all matters. Actions. Love. Fuck your toxic bullshit. And if you're toxic, hey, keep it to yourself. Remember there was a hashtag going around for a while, stay toxic. And then I looked at what it meant by staying toxic, by not taking anyone's shit, not being subjective to anyone's shit, speak your mind, do this, blah, 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 blah. Fuck the consequences. I had a few younger friends who were in that stay toxic mindset. They would go around saying shit, act stupid ways, and anything, no one was going to do anything to them until one day they went out to the bar. They were doing that shit, and they came back to work fucked up. Then what happened to y'all? Got in a fight at the bar, man. Okay, what happened? Well, we were just sitting there having a beer and all this shit, and we were just minding our own business, and other people come up, and one girl had hashtag stay toxic tattooed on her hand, and we kind of started talking about that, and she kind of displayed the actions of a stay toxic person. I didn't like it. We got in an argument. She slapped me, and her boyfriend was behind me. He turned around, he blindsided me and kicked me and all this other stuff. I said, oh, but stay toxic, right? I said, there's consequences for all actions. It may not happen now, but it's gonna fucking happen, dude. Yeah, I know. You don't have to rub it in. So I ain't rubbing it in. Just, now you know. But remember, stay toxic. Folks, I'm getting off this. Thank you for listening. Thank you for chiming in with me. It's been fun. I just want to come out. Like I said, as always on my podcast, I want to come out here and talk. Some of you asked me what this new project is coming up. Just wait. I'm fine-tuning it. This I'm fine-tuning it. I'm polishing the hell out of it because this is something I've always wanted to do. And I do want it. It doesn't have to be, it's not perfect, but I'm getting it good enough to where people are going to want to listen to the whole thing. It does involve audio drama. It does involve some voiceover. You get to hear my melodious, beautiful voice doing beautiful voiceover, acting evil, acting good, or just plain out narrating, saying, hey, folks, how you doing? The whole range. I'm having fun with this. I've had some people ask, hey, do you want to work on this together? Nope. Learn my lesson. I learned my lesson. Sometimes I'm better off doing these things alone than working in the group. But if we work in the group, God damn it, we're going to work in the group. None of this solo bullshit after a while. And it's like, no, I've learned my lesson for now. So I guess it still kind of stings a little bit, but you learn. God damn, you fucking learn. And I'm learning to just say goodbye. I got to go. I got to go get ready for work today. You all stay beautiful. Stay positive. Keep your goddamn heads up, okay? Keep your heads up. It's not that damn bad. All right? As always, mwah! Peace.